Friday the 2nd of November, a momentous day in the brief history of the University of Sunderland swim squad as they prepare to make the short journey to Sheffield for the British University and College Sport Swimming Championships. A squad of 14 led by the committee of Andy Sixsmith, Alex Council and Sam Talentire competed at the Sheffield Championships, a remarkable achievement considering the team was only established a matter of weeks ago. Over 50 universities will compete at the championships, including Loughborough and Bath, and this year the University of Sunderland have their own swim team. Good evening and welcome to Ponds Forge International Centre in Sheffield for the British University and College Sport Championships. I'm Andy Sixsmith and I will lead you through this weekend race footage, exclusive interviews and perhaps most importantly and hopefully how the University of Sunderland swim team left their indelible mark on these championships for the very first time. Now without further ado, let me bring in two vital members of the team currently, Alex Council, Vice President and Coach, and Jonathan Carlisle, one of our elite athletes. Guys, many thanks for joining me tonight on SportsByte. So Alex, if I could bring you in first, as one quarter of the committee responsible for establishing the University of Sunderland swim squad, how excited are you to be here tonight at this prestigious meet?
Absolutely thrilled, to be honest, Andy. To have such a huge progression in such little time from this committee, from this club, is a fantastic experience to get from here so quickly.
Excellent. And what are you most looking forward to about the championships this weekend?
Just to see everyone enjoying themselves and progressing. Everyone's coming here for their own goals, their own targets. But it's just to see, this is the starting point, this is the first gala of the swimming club at the university. And from here on, just to see how we can go on from here.
Thanks, Alex. Johnny, if I could bring you in for a second. This isn't your first BUCS championships. What are your experiences of the previous ones?
Well, BUCS is not a massive event in actual British swimming. So I got a silver last year and a bronze last year. But most of all, it's just coming here, practicing my skills, and practicing ready for British champs next year. Yeah.
And you're obviously swimming in your preferred backstroke events this weekend. No Liam Tancock, he's gone from Loughborough now, but still a rather formidable field to deal with.
Yeah, there's a lot of backstroke in this country is pretty strength and depth, and there's a lot of young guys coming through, me being one of them, and it's going to be hard, but look, everyone's training hard at the moment, so anyone can win. Yeah.
Well guys, best of luck this weekend, really hope you do well, and let's make it count. And the squad did make it count with some excellent swims on both the Saturday and the Sunday sessions. Looking very, very strong, it has to be said. Ben Herring, second year student, also leading his heat and stretching his lead out over the last 25 metres. He's going to win this fourth heat of the men's 100 metre freestyle in a very, very strong time of 56.45 seconds. Sunderland starting well on Saturday morning. Even more impressive though was the level of support of all of the Sunderland swimmers throughout the meet. Colourful, noisy and downright unrelenting, the entire squad seemed to have bought into the BUCS spirit.
Yeah, BUCS is really good. You've got all different abilities from the Olympic swimmers who are just starting out, and it's all about having fun.
And the man I'm with this morning really represents the top end of that scale. Silver medalist in the 200 metre breaststroke at the London Olympics, Michael Jameson. Many thanks for joining us this morning. First and foremost, Michael, how has your life changed since that day in August?
Yeah, I think in the sort of 4 to 6 week period immediately after the games, it was a bit of a whirlwind. Kind of doing things like this, the media aspect, and attending events and functions, which was all good fun. But it's kind of back to training now, and I think the good thing about swimming is that we have an event to aim for every 12 months, and we get the World Championships next summer. So that's kind of been good to have that kind of motivation and that there, I guess. It's been quite easy to get back into the swimming training.
Sure. And we're competing at the BUCS Championships this weekend. You're here at the University of Bath. How's the weekend going for you so far?
Yeah, it's been great. It's good fun. It's one of my favourite weeks of the year. It's just such a relaxed atmosphere, and we meet so many different people here as well each year, and it's all good fun. It's the first race of the season as well, so it's good to see what kind of shape I'm in, and Swam the 200 breast last night, and I timed it was faster than this time last year, so that's positive, and I've got a few finals again tonight, and hopefully get some more points on the road for Bath.
I've touched upon it briefly there, but BUCS really caters for athletes of all abilities. How integral a part do you think that an event like this can play in that continuance of the Olympic legacy of participation?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I think that's what the Olympics was all about. The tagline was inspire a generation, I guess, and obviously not everyone's going to go on to be an Olympian or an Olympic champion, but just getting people active and getting people involved in the sport's great, and to see so many here this weekend is fantastic, and everyone always enjoys it this week, I think, as well, and just having that kind of relaxed atmosphere, I think, helps as well.
I'm here with Chris Alderton, a coach at Bath University. Chris, many thanks for joining me today on SportsByte.
It's not a problem.
Excellent. First of all, could you tell us a little bit about your role at Bath University?
Well, I'm the university student swimming coach. My role is basically to get all of the not so performance-based swimmers together, so that we can bring them all into the same environment, kind of give them a good bit of training, but also allow them to have a good time as well.
You've brought a fairly big squad from Bath here to BUCS this weekend. What are your thoughts on the BUCS Championships extending the sport to as many people of different abilities as possible?
I think it's a great idea. I mean, it's all about participation, but obviously we need to make sure that we are keeping our elite guys, at that level, but also inspiring the people that want to come through.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things, I think they still do need to address. Because obviously we've got to start to think now, how does our university system compare to the Americans with their NCAA championships, and what can we make changes to BUCS, what changes can we make to BUCS to allow us to compete with them? I mean, you look at their sporting over there at the Swan Stafford College, and there's all sorts of money involved in it. There's sponsors, there's TV, and it's one of those things that I think we need to start thinking about a bit more.
I have Eleni Papadopoulos, an S10 disability swimmer who has just broken the world record in the 200 metre butterfly. Eleni, many thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
First and foremost, how does it feel to be not only a world record holder, but a European and a British record holder too?
It's a great feeling. I just missed out on qualifying for the London Paralympics, so that was quite a big hurdle for me to get over, so I feel like I've overcome it quite well to go and break a world record a few months after the games. It kind of says to me that I'm still in the mix for 2016 in Rio.
This is your first short course championships here at BUCS. How are you finding the disability availability here at BUCS? Do you feel that it can be improved on in future?
I think it's great that they are including the disability swimmers, and also this year they've decided to include the disability swimmers within the overall performer, which I think is really good, because if disability swimmers know this option is available to them, the more we get in, the more we integrate, it'd be better for just promoting Paralympics GB in general.
So you would be forgiven to think that BUCS was all about racing, but the University of Sunderland have decided to put their own unique stamp on the weekend. Tell me, what was your inspiration behind Pokemon as a fancy dress?
Well, it kind of came to us because I've been challenged at my flat with my friends to write all 150 original Pokemon down, and it was kind of in my head when we decided fancy dress. So
okay, right, excellent. And if I could turn to you there, David, how are you finding this weekend?
It's been a good weekend. I've had one race and that went pretty well, and now I'm just as polyrath, ready to go out, and it's going to be a fun night.
Thanks, David. Sam, if I could turn to you, you're the social secretary, and surely the reason behind all of this debacle that we've got going on in here. What are your first impressions of BUCS?
It's a good event for the swimming, and it also allows a bit of craziness on the night, but I'm not taking responsibility for the Pokemon outfits.
You do right. I think we can firmly blame Ben. So, Saturday night then here in Sheffield, and I think a Poke War is about to hit the city.
Bleary-eyed and slightly, dare I say it, hungover, but thankfully with fancy dress removed, it was back to the pool on Sunday for an exciting double-header of heats and finals. The standout performer for Sunderland in the pool, though, was, as predicted, Johnny Carlisle. The 20-year-old showed his class in an immensely strong field, taking 4th place. So, after a weekend of triumphs, courageous swims, experience and Pokemon, the University of Sunderland swim team leaves Sheffield for the first time with their heads held high. February sees the return of the squad for the long course championships, and with a longer training block underneath their belts, there is nothing to suggest that they cannot pick up from where they've left off this weekend, both from a social and from a competitive perspective. Sheffield, you have been prepared. I've been Andy Sixsmith from the British University and Swimming Championships here in Ponsford, Sheffield, reporting for SportsByte.